just wait for Dante. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the back door. Right now, it's just me and Field waiting on the young Dante. As usual, can't really depend on I think he's a 20-year-old kid to be on time. You know, he's rushing. He's getting faded. He got manhandled betting this week. So I can only imagine he's trying to milk it as long as he can before he has to admit his defeats. But in the meantime, I think we might as well just go over our bets and recap our betting week. Let's start with you real quick, Mr. GOAT. How'd you do? You could go college, you could go NFL, you could do anything you want.
Good. College Saturdays are a blur because I just fire off and I put in my bets like Monday, Tuesday for college.
Right.
I don't check it all week. So like when I see something I like, I fire off.
Wait, you put all your plays in for college football by Tuesday?
No. But I know, like, when I see something I like, I put it in.
Okay.
But then Saturday morning comes, or Friday, there's games Friday, obviously. Then Saturday morning comes, I'll put in like 3 or 4 more. But I've already got 3 plays pending right now. 1 NFL, but 2 college, yeah.
So how many games do you usually have in for college football by Tuesday at midnight? So like Wednesday?
Probably like maybe 2 or 3.
And then how many do you have by 12 o'clock?
What, Saturday?
Yeah.
I'll probably bet maybe 10 games on a college board.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, you don't even watch. Dude, I bet on Yale. Game wasn't even.
They played. It wasn't on TV.
They played Lehigh. No, it was on ESPN Plus. I watched the last minute because I thought I was about to get backdoored. But minus 37, minus 27.5. They won 34-0. It was cool. There was
it doesn't get any more degenerate than having to sweat the last minute of your game on ESPN Plus because you thought you were going to get backdoored
for an Ivy League school.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was cool.
How'd you do overall college football? What was the record?
I don't even. I'd have to go back and look.
Profitable?
Yeah. I haven't lost to college or NFL. I haven't lost to Saturday or Sunday yet.
Okay, so how'd you do Sunday?
Good. I think I went 4-2 with the Seahawks, and there was the best odds plus 125. That was pretty easy. And come second half.
Whoa!
There he is.
Just got a cut.
I've had a haircut, fool.
Back. I've never seen this Dante before. This is like a new man. This is like a made man.
What do you got, a date?
No.
Yeah, you got like a date function?
Just not wearing a hat.
Oh man, that's a great new look.
Yeah.
We're going over our betting week as usual. I'm gonna step in here and then I'll give the floor to you, Dante. So Saturday, I actually bet college football, and I only bet 2 games, maybe 3, and I swept. So I was very, very happy considering the fact, one, I'm one of the worst college football bettors in the universe. And the fact that I swept is just absolutely mind-boggling. And then the NFL, I went 10-2, and I realistically could have went 12-0, and I never bet that many games, but that board was just fucking talking to me. I was on here. I told you guys I like the Giants money line, Jets money line, cash both with the points, cash both. But of course, dog, and it's on me for betting the Atlanta Falcons with that much with my ball sack. I mean, the fact that they were up 8 with 3 minutes left, or like maybe 3.5, and they lost the way they did, 3rd and 7, a 40-yard check down, and J.D. McKissick is jumping from the 4-yard line, and somehow they call this.
Heineke all day to throw. Nobody open. Now McKissick pops free, and he found him. McKissick runs through the tackle, down the sideline. McKissick going airborne. J.D. McKissick soaring to the goal.
2 refs right there saying that he's out of bounds, and then the Vegas script ref comes in. He's like, yeah, no, it's a touchdown, and they just overrule it, even though both refs called him out of bounds. But if Atlanta would have just fucking held them to 3 there and they lose by 1, I cover the 1.5, so that's 11-1. And if the Jets don't have Tennessee go down the field, the under in that game would have hit, and I would have went 12-0. I would have swept the fucking board. It was an absolute great day, but I mean, you'll probably never catch me betting 12 games again. I really don't even know how it got there. 2 of them are teasers, and I've been absolutely fucking buttered with teasers. So all in all, I went like 17-2 for the entire weekend. So it was a great fucking week. Dante?
College football. I told you guys a couple weeks ago that I was hitting college football like a 60% rate, but I was like down 6 units. It's gotten worse. I'm hitting college football at a 57% rate, and I'm down 13 units on the year. And it makes no sense. Like all my max plays just shit the bed. I had Maryland as a max play on Friday night. They lost by like 40. I'm picking the right spots, just not really right. Units are just bullying me. And then Saturday or Sunday, I was also on the Falcons. Both my like medium plays hit. My big play in the Broncos lost. Cardinals hit. It was like pretty even. And then Sunday Night Football came around and I completely went off. I had Patriots first half, spread, money line, and then doubled down on the second half spread. So that traded me well. And tonight I'm looking forward to a Chargers dub.
We'll get there in a little bit. Funny story about the Patriots game. So I took them +7. I took the first half under. I had probably like 15 Bud Lights to myself. And then I just see Mac Jones like not doing anything. Tom Brady like keeps finding himself in the red zone. I'm like, I'm a bum. Like, why am I fading Brady at home on the road? Well, really like his second home, whatever. So I just started fucking live betting the other side of the Bucs, like trying to hedge out. And essentially I guaranteed myself a loss on Sunday Night Football. So the picks that I gave out before were 10-2, but me being a fucking retard, live betting, like trying to cover my ass because I was shitting my pants like a little girl, fading Tom Brady. I guaranteed myself a small loss, but still a loss I shouldn't have accounted for. But all in all, I'll fucking take the week. I mean, that was a pretty good game though last night, but I kind of expected it. I mean, if anyone's going to have a game plan for Tom Brady, it's going to be fucking Bill Belichick. I mean, that guy has to know him inside and out. He was his head coach for 20 years. And I mean, the Bucs, yeah, they're the defending Super Bowl champions, but have you guys seen anything that they would be a 7-point favorite on the road against anyone? I mean, I don't think they've looked that great. How do you feel about that, Field?
No, I thought the line was a little exaggerated, but I wasn't going to take the Patriots either way. I actually didn't have a play in the game. It's probably the first time prime time all year, especially Sunday night. Because usually Sunday night I'm counting my cash, whatever I was up on the day, at least so far this year. But I didn't touch anything. I liked the under, didn't play it, of course. I took a couple of my boys' action and they all lost on the Bucs. So once that started coming in, the text like, "Yo, you got me. Can you put this in for me?" I already knew the deal.
You knew it was done.
Yeah. But yeah.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the Bucs should be favored against anyone on the road by more than 7. I mean, they couldn't even cover 8 at home against the Cowboys. Almost lost that game outright, and they just haven't looked super impressive. Like last season, in the regular season, they didn't look that impressive either. I remember like week 10, they got completely bullied by the Rams. I mean, they looked abysmal like at one point last season. So I think it's more of a regular season thing, and this team kind of brings it together when the postseason comes around. So I don't think like this is too worrisome. Like in talking in terms of how many games they'll win, more of like spread wise. I don't think they're like really that much of a god squad to be favored by a ton of points, you know?
Yeah, not with that defense.
Yeah, no, their run defense is so damn nasty. It's just their secondary.
Yeah, exactly. So they go up, and then teams just start throwing all over them. I mean, Jacoby Myers looked like fucking Randy Moss.
Yeah, he is a dog.
Well, speaking of the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals, they pretty much manhandled the LA Rams. They're 4-0. As you guys know, I'm very big on the Rams. I have them to win the Super Bowl division, yada, yada, yada. Are the Cardinals, yes, they're 4-0, but do you guys believe that they are truly the best team still? Or are the Cards just kind of falling in play for them thus far? We'll start with Field.
Nah, I'm not buying into them, and I'll even go as far as saying I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah, because, I mean, I don't think they're going to win the division. That division's just going to beat up on each other. So you could pencil them in for maybe 2 more division wins, maybe. Definitely some losses, but I feel like we saw the same thing last year. I don't know what they started last year, if they were 3-0, 4-0, but I know that they were putting up points like crazy. Kyler Murray took over the MVP odds. And then, like, within, like, 2 weeks of that, I just remember everybody that had placed Kyler Murray bets to win the MVP was like, all right, like, this is shit.
Oh, burn it. That's what happened to me. I had them last year, and then they went down the fucking rabbit hole, bro. They fell off, like exactly like you said. I still believe the Rams are the most complete team, top to bottom. The Cardinals really should have a loss. That Vikings kick is just absolutely abysmal, but it went their way, and they are undefeated. But I just think long term, over the entire course of the year, I still think the Rams are the team to beat in that division. Dante?
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are a great team. They're fun to watch, but as in terms of if they're really the best team in the league, I don't think so. I still believe in the Rams, even though I had the Cardinals this past weekend. It's just a one-game thing. The Rams will bounce back. The Cardinals are bound to regress. I just don't think they're well coached enough to really make a deep run in the playoffs. But they're still a fun team to watch. Still a great team. Obviously, Kyler's balling, so I hope they do well. They're, like I said, for the third time, they're fun to watch. I don't think they're the best in the NFL.
Okay.
It seems
Well,
like
what about-
they're
go ahead.
young. It seems like they're just young. Like maybe this is the year that springs them towards something special. But I don't know. I feel like it doesn't come complete this season. Just a hunch though.
I can see
Kind
that.
of like, I know what you mean. I feel like they're in the same they're not in the same realm as the Dolphins, but like the standard of get to the playoffs and win, like that's like their next, like like their next standard, like where they need to get.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could hit that this year, honestly. I believe they're the second best team in that division behind the Rams. I mean, the Seahawks are going to be the Seahawks. Russell Wilson, he looked amazing. And I don't think the Niners are that great. I mean, their defense isn't as promising. Richard Sherman, well, he's on the Bucs. I'm sorry. But their corners are even worse than Richard Sherman right now anyway. So I think they're a mess over there. I think the Cardinals got the second best team and then the Rams. But I want to talk about the Miami Dolphins for a second. This is just by far the most embarrassing 3 weeks of my entire life. We get steamrolled 35-0 by Buffalo. Then we go to Vegas, somehow go to overtime. I mean, it makes no fucking sense how we kind of stick around in these games. And then we lose to Carson Wentz and the fucking Colts. And we look so good in the first half in all these games. And then we just fucking die out. I mean, every time I watch us right now, we just look like a bunch of bitches. Like, we actually look like fucking pussies. I want to show you guys this clip. And this has happened at least 6 times. All we need is 1 fucking yard to move the chains or get a touchdown, and we can't fucking get it. Doesn't matter if it's this week, last week, the week before. So I'm going to show you guys this clip. We ended up scoring the next play, but just look how soft this shit is. I mean, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, that shit, I'm going to show it again. This shit is fucking embarrassing. What is that, man? And then here's our guy, Jakeem Grant.
Comfortable lead, at least for the moment. Jakeem Grant, it's a fumble!
Get the fuck out of here. Chris Greer, you got to go, bro. Like, you're a great negotiator, no doubt. Yeah, thanks for getting us all these draft picks so you could go 0 for 3. Thanks for going 0 for 3. I fuck with Tua. I think he might be all right. He might be all right, but if we're comparing Herbert to Tua, we're 0 for 3. Austin Jackson sucks. Noah, I mean, he's not even active, bro. You're 0 for 3. Your first round picks are fucking dog shit. You're wasting our talent. You're wasting a whole fucking rebuild. It's really rough right now, especially when I came into this year believing that we had a shot at the playoffs or winning 10 games or more or competing with the Bills, thinking we're on their level. And we can't even beat fucking Carson Wentz and the beat up Colts. I mean, they are literally handicapped. They are fucking handicapped at this point. We have 2 offensive coordinators that can't get 1 play call right. We can't get 1 fucking play call right. The offensive line is just so bad. Jacoby Brissett is fucking terrible. Tua is just, oh my God, just IR, just cripple.
Just as bad as Jacoby.
Bro, this is just so terrible. It really is. And I believe if you put an offensive line in front of Tua, he could be good enough to win games. But considering the circumstances we're in now, if Jacoby Brissett is not our quarterback, we probably lose by more simply because Jacoby's bigger and he could break a couple more tackles and stay alive. I mean, that's how fast people are getting to the quarterback on the Miami Dolphins. And I can't fucking take it anymore. I'm so done. I don't even want to fucking talk about him. I'm gonna give it to you, Field. Just talk about the Eagles or something because my blood pressure is too fucking high.
Yeah, I feel bad for you because I know what it's like to have expectations and just be completely shit on.
It's fucking embarrassing, man.
The Eagles get rolled again, and I'm doing my best to just take it 1 game at a time. Just kind of watch them, evaluate them. You have 3 first-round picks. As of right now, they're all looking to be, right now they're all top 10 picks. with the Colts pick. If Wentz plays 75% of snaps, Dolphins pick is coming over to us.
Oh yeah, thanks. I forgot about that too. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Eagles.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Hey,
So excited we gave you that pick so Jalen Waddle can have the most targets of any rookie and only average 5 yards per catch. But yeah, let me just shut up. Sorry.
Yeah, so thanks for that pick. It's just a complete evaluation of the team. There'll probably be sellers at the deadline. Guys like Cox, maybe Darius Slay, older guys that still have some value. Probably try to get as many picks as you can. I don't know. Hurts looked like shit 2 weeks in a row. Looked great week 1. Looked great yesterday. He's got ridiculous numbers for his first 8 starts. I think he's
unreal. Great fantasy quarterback.
Oh yeah, he's great. I mean, all they do is throw, and then when nobody's open, all he does is run.
Yeah.
Doesn't get sacked much. Doesn't turn the ball over a lot. I don't know. It's just game by game for me. It's weird. I've never had a season like this. We've always been competitive. It's always been playoffs, the floor.
You guys were dog shit last year, right?
Yeah, but coming into the season, I thought we would be good. So last year was what you're feeling now. Every week it's just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Okay. But this year I'm expecting us to be bad. So far we're bad, but we're competitive against the Niners. Yesterday's game ended up being kind of like a one-sided affair, but it really –
I mean, bro, that was a dogfight to like the last couple drives of the game. I mean, if people look at the scoreboard, they're going to think you got manhandled, but like that was not the case at all.
Yeah, the offense played well, which isn't surprising against the Chiefs, but they just couldn't get a stop.
Yep.
The defensive coordinator, they've allowed only 3 plays all season, all 4 games, over 20 yards, which is impressive, but it's not when you look at like time of possession as far as how long the defense is on the field. They're getting killed. They're giving up 14, 15-yard plays at an unbelievable clip. They're just not letting anybody deep. They're not rolling down a safety. They're playing basically like a cover 2 man almost every play. They're not swapping out any sort of like personnel. It's just 4-2-5 basically all game. I don't know. It's weird to watch, but there's not enough talent on the defense to really evaluate them.
All right. Dante, any team stick out to you this weekend?
This weekend.
Like Sunday, really.
Yeah, honestly, the fantasy points and the stat line doesn't really show for it, but I think Justin Fields was pretty impressive after looking
very impressive.
Before. And I mean, the Lions front 7 isn't elite by any means, but they're decent. And Justin Fields, he looked cool, calm, composed, whatever word you want to use for it. He looked the part, and he looked pretty mature given how bad the offensive line performed, and he performed the week before. So it was good to see him do well.
I said this before the season started, and I get a lot of shit for it. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not pounding my chest yet. But after the composure I saw, and after he had actually a couple seconds to throw the ball, I believe Justin Fields looks like the best rookie quarterback in his class. I know the sample size is really small compared to the other QBs, but Zach Wilson looks terrible. I know he's on the Jets, but he still looks abysmal. Trevor Lawrence, I haven't seen anything that just like wows me or blows me away. A lot of bad decision making, but again, he's a rookie, so I'm not pounding my chest yet. But Justin Fields, his ability to stay up, it reminds me of a young Cam Newton. It really does. He made a couple throws against Detroit that my jaw literally dropped. I mean, he fucking seamed in this one ball on a 7 route in between 2 defenders right on the sideline. I believe it was to Mooney.
Yeah, him and Mooney linked up,
bro. He looked fucking great. I thought he looked really, really good.
Mooney's good too.
Yeah,
if I'm a Bears fan, I'm fired up. I am fired up. Another game. My bad. What happened?
You still got Matt Nagy. It's kind of like depressing.
Exactly. Yeah, but
he won't name him the starter still. Like, it's just weird.
What? He's not going to name him the starter?
He came out today and said that they're not naming him starter.
That's how you lose a locker room, man. Like, when you have a coach like that just trying to be a fucking idiot, I mean, you're just going to lose your locker room. They're just going to look at you like you're a fucking retard. I mean, straight up. Like, how do you not name this kid the guaranteed starter? I don't understand. Like what message are you trying to send saying he's not the starter? I don't understand.
Especially after being a divisional opponent that a lot of people said they wouldn't beat.
Yep. And then the Broncos, they got humbled. They were 3-0. They got manhandled by the Ravens 23-7. It was interesting. So I believe the head coach or the GM of the Broncos was asked, how do you feel about the Ravens running the ball for like a couple yards to have a 43rd consecutive 100-yard rushing game. He's like, I wasn't surprised. That's kind of how they operate. And Harbaugh heard about that, and he goes, well, I also never heard of a 16-point touchdown. Why are they throwing the ball in the end zone with 10 seconds left and they're down 16? And, bro, I was fucking pissing myself, bro. I thought that was hilarious. But what do you guys make of that game? Were you surprised that it was blown out? Were you guys surprised that the Ravens won? We'll start with Dante because I know we like the Broncos. Are you more surprised by the blowout or how do you feel?
I mean, after Drew Lock played the entire second half, so him coming
in kind of done right after that.
Didn't really surprise me at all. I was surprised that they kind of shied away from the run after it was really successful early on. Javonte Williams had a really nice breakout run, and afterwards he didn't really get the ball all that much. And I feel like if they didn't abandon the run game so quickly, I would have scored some more points, but that's just not how it went. And I don't know if you saw the video, but Vic Fangio, the Broncos coach, he was pretty heated on the sideline when the Ravens ran that last play to get the 5 yards.
Yeah. It was tight.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game. I watched the condensed highlights. I shouldn't be too surprised because I took the over in the Lions-Ravens 2 weeks ago. 8 days ago, whatever, last weekend, I guess. And the Ravens defense looked good. Even though they're missing pieces still, they still looked good. Now it's the Lions, but the first half of the Broncos game, they also looked pretty good. Bridgewater just wasn't getting it done. He wasn't his usual self where he's like, super efficient. He might not kill you with any big plays, but he's efficient. Matriculate the ball downfield slowly. It's kind of what he does. They weren't getting anything going. It says a lot when Drew Lock comes in and he's more accurate and throws for a higher yard per attempt or yard per completion. So I don't know. Once Drew Lock comes in the game, and you have a Broncos
that's a little spike though because Lock had a couple of bigger plays that Bridgewater never had. I mean, I'd say they look better with Teddy on the offense. I think they only got the ball like past the 50-yard line like once in the second half when Lock came in, and that was like they got the ball at their own 40-yard line to start with. So I thought Lock was awful.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Niners game. Like I said, I had the Seahawks when I didn't even know Garoppolo got hurt. I wasn't watching the game. I was watching who was it? I was watching Green Bay, Pittsburgh, and then somebody else at the 4:30 game. And then I get the notification that Trey Lance is in, and it's a tie game, 7-7. I'm like, oh shit! All right, I love this play a lot more now. And I'm watching the game. He's happy feet in the pocket. He's not moving the ball at all. And then come like midway through the fourth quarter, now it's a 2-score game, and he's starting to move the ball. You're seeing some good things out of Trey Lance, but I felt comfortable.
That kid's gonna be a beast.
I disagree. I think his arm sucks. I thought his arm was awful. He's a great runner. Has good awareness in the pocket. Knows when to put the ball down and run. But
short-term beast.
His arm is so weak. It looks awful.
Short-term beast.
Him and Debo were connecting a bunch.
That wobbly duck that he threw to him when he was on the sideline. Like, if that's a decent quarterback, you're hitting him in stride. He doesn't have to stop.
Yeah, and where was anybody on that play? That's just a complete breakdown for the Seahawks.
No, it was within 20 yards of him. It was gnarly.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys beat the Panthers 36-28. But I got to give it to Carolina, man. I mean, I'm very high on this team. They're 3-1. I know they lost, but bro, they were winning at halftime. Dallas came out in the third quarter, kind of opened the floodgates, but they fought back in the fourth. I just think long term, I think this is going to be a team to beat. I'm bought in on the Carolina Panthers. They lost J.C. Horn 2 weeks ago, who I bet to win Defensive Rookie Player of the Year. Big fan of him. They brought in CJ, I believe, from Jacksonville. But all in all, I mean, I know they lost, but bro, Dallas is a real deal team. I mean, they're definitely a threat in the NFC. And I was impressed with what I saw out of Carolina for the most part. You guys buying high or selling low on Carolina?
I think they're pretty properly rated. They didn't really play any great teams to start the season, in my opinion. And they're kind of doing what they should do. But they are relentless. They are young. They got a great coach in Matt Rule, so I'm excited to see what the future takes them. But right at the moment, I don't think they're a team that I should be selling on, but I also don't think they're a team that I should be like bought all in on, you know?
Okay. Field?
I like them. I think that, like Dante said, they're young. They play defense. They play hard. That's something that's followed Rule everywhere he's gone, from Temple to Baylor all the way to Carolina now. they just play hard. There's always 6, 7 guys at the ball, no matter whether it's a 1-yard stop, or in the backfield somewhere, or 20 yards down the field. You're seeing defensive linemen make plays 20 yards downfield. I like the way they play. They don't have a lot on offense, especially losing McCaffrey. Obviously, you've got DJ Moore, who's a stud. I'd put him top 10 easily receivers.
Looking at it now, he is blowing my expectations away.
I think Scary Terry might be top 3 in the NFL for this year.
He's a dog too. They're both.
There's so many great receivers right now. It's honestly.
Heineke off play action. There's Fowler in the backfield. Heineke gets away, lobs it in the end zone, and it's caught. It's a.
I had Fowler money line.
Nah, Terry's a stud. They remind me of each other.
+2, so that was. As soon as that happened, I just knew something was going to happen afterwards.
That's going to lead me into my next topic, and it honestly should have just rolled over from last year. But what's one team that has officially made it to your do not bet list? And I'll start here. It's the Atlanta Falcons. I don't give a fuck if there's reverse line movement in the entire public. 99% of the tickets are fading the Falcons. They will never be in my bet slip again after what I saw this Sunday. I mean, that was fucking embarrassing. The fact that I even backed them and was like that's the game they're supposed to win. That was the one. They're up 8 with 3:40 left, and they just absolutely shit the bed, and they don't even cover. Like, they let that bullshit touchdown happen. They are dead to me. Field?
Yeah, that's the Falcons. That's typical Falcon shit.
I don't have a specific do not bet list, but the Falcons would most definitely be on it if I were to.
Do you have a do not bet list?
No, I said if I were to.
No. I was asking Field though. Do you have any team?
A team that I just don't have a lot of success betting on is the Browns. I don't know why. For some reason, if I take, me, I like to take overs, team total overs, stuff like that, more than sides. But if I take this team's team total over, they're stagnant on off. Baker Mayfield looks like shit, and their defense shows up. So when you take a team total over, the whole objective is for the other. I need the other team to score. Give my team something. Give my team a reason to take shots. Give my team a reason to stay on the field on 4th down. When you're giving up 7 points in a game to a good offense in the Vikings, good weapons at home, you're expecting to move the ball. They give up 7 points. I'm sitting there with over 26, and it's dead. It's dead in the first quarter.
Yep. I don't know why, but that game under was kind of screaming at me just because the line dropped from +2 to -2 before game time. So usually that screams Minnesota. I just couldn't wrap my head around it because if it's a shootout, I feel like the Browns would have just blown them out of the fucking water. I know they won by 7, but just even when you see Minnesota go from +2 to -2, before the game starts, and then the total just kind of sits there, and it was kind of a weird number, right? What was that total at?
The team total was 26, and the Browns were, like you said, a 2-point favorite. So you're probably looking at 50, 52.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was even lower than that. Yeah, that game felt weird to me. That was a weird ass game.
You know what?
That was the worst I've seen Kirk Cousins play in a very, very long time. I've never seen him look so inaccurate. He was just terrible.
Well, that's the thing, bro. You never know what you're going to get from him. And we talked about that last time. I said they just had a great win against the Seahawks, but it's the Vikings. It's Kirk Cousins. What are the odds that they're going to do that back-to-back weeks? You almost never see it happen, especially against 2 good teams. I know it was ugly, but the Browns, bro, I still think they're a top 10 team in the NFL. I don't care if you win by 7, if you win by 1.
It was really, really weird because he looked great on the first drive. He had a nice pass to Jefferson for a touchdown. And then after that, it was just the most stagnant, boring offense I've ever seen. They looked abysmal.
Yeah, they came out and scored early, and I'm thinking, I'm here we go, shootout. Let me move the ball downfield. Let's get some Nick Chubb action. Let's get some play action. Baker comes out missing everybody by 5 yards. He was awful too. That game, if you're watching quarterbacks, that game, just close your eyes.
Yep.
No, yeah, but it was the thing about the first half in that game. Both teams were moving the ball. They just weren't putting it in the end zone. Second half came around. Browns were moving the ball a little bit. Vikings had 4 straight 3-and-outs at one point. They could not move the ball to save their lives. And all of a sudden, with 20 seconds left, Kirk starts making good throws. It's where the hell was this for the last 3.5 quarters, bro?
That's how it goes, bro. That's like the Dolphins with fucking Jacoby Brisket. The guy looks terrible, and then the last 2 minutes, he turns into fucking Tom Brady, bro. He just starts dropping dimes the team. Wow. Let's talk about Before we get into bad beats, I want to talk about this real quick. So I'm playing Dante in our fantasy league. He's up by 22 points. I got Keenan Allen tonight. If Keenan Allen gets 22, we got to figure out a punishment for you.
He's going to get it. I mean, Aaron Jones got the 30 the last time I had one of these fucking situations.
Oh, my God. I need it. I need
The one thing I'm banking on, if you were to not get the 22 points, Mike Williams' birthday is today. So I think he's due for a big game.
Bro, I was looking at his props. For him to score a touchdown at any time is plus 110. I got plus 110.
Unreal. I hammered. I love it. It's his birthday.
I have birthday. I love him.
Monday Night Football. He went off.
If he stays healthy, he's going to win me leagues. And I have him in pretty much every league except ours.
Yeah, no, he was a guy I was trying to target, but I just couldn't get my hands on him. Instead, I got my hands on fucking Brandon Ayuk, who hasn't done shit all season.
Terrible.
Yeah, I love Ayuk too. Love him.
Who?
Ayuk. I loved him going into the year. I loved him going into last year. I think that kid can play. I don't know what's going on.
He had the best separation rate in NFL history for a rookie. And they just don't – he just doesn't get used. He's an idiot off the field. He doesn't get used when he's on the field.
Probably doesn't watch film.
Yeah.
Probably not.
There might be something going on with Miles Sanders and film and the playbook also because he
just doesn't get the ball. He's like Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin gets 5 yards per carry, and we only run the ball like 8 times.
Kenny G looks pretty good, though. Gainwell,
yeah, he's a weapon.
He looks so good.
I think that's why he's on the field so much because he's so effective in the pass game, and the Eagles just don't run the ball.
And he hasn't fumbled yet, has he? That was a big thing with Sanders, right? He fumbles like all the time.
He had a bad year, I guess 2 years ago, and then last year Doug Peterson just didn't trust him. But now it's 2 coaching regimes, and this is a completely new coaching staff. Nobody left behind besides Stoutland, the offensive line coach, and they just don't trust the kid. And you see it; he's easily the best playmaker on the offense.
No, yeah,
like
he's good.
He gets the ball, good things happen, but he needs to get the ball 20 times a game. There's no excuse for him not to. He's averaging like 9 touches a game.
I don't know how you're going to win football games like that when you can't establish the run. It's the NFL. You got to be able to control the clock. Like you said earlier, the Philadelphia Eagles defense, they spend more time on the field than David Hasselhoff spends time at the beach. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, you're just not going to win games like that.
No.
Before we get into today, Junior, before we get into tonight's game, I want to go over some bad beats. And I'll show you guys the clip again. It's going to haunt me. The more I watch it, the more it makes me sick. I mean, just the fact that the Falcons couldn't hold on and just cover the 1.5
day to throw. Nobody open. Now McKissick pops free, and he found him. McKissick runs through the tackle, down the sideline. McKissick going airborne. J.D. McKissick soaring to the goal line.
Both refs marked him short. There's 30 seconds left. Atlanta has 1 timeout. Anything else happens, they cover the 1.5. They cover the 2. Whatever. You take the L on the money line, it's whatever. But, bro, I mean, that is just so fucking disgusting. 3rd and 7. This guy's clearly out of bounds. They still call it a touchdown, review it. And then they switched the ruling on the field and then reviewed it. And then they said they didn't have enough to overturn the call on the field. So that's Vegas rig at the absolute max. And then Field, I know you have a really bad beat from that game in Miami. Go ahead and inform the people on that. Because this is the second week in a row that the Dolphins have fucked someone's total.
41.5. You're sitting at, 17-3 going into the 4th?
Yep.
So you're feeling good. Okay, maybe if the Dolphins score, then you kind of clinch a little bit because
you're even good with 2 touchdowns and a field goal. You're still good.
Yeah, but you don't want the Dolphins to score and give the Colts incentive to move the ball. You want the Colts to have the ball, up 2 scores, sit on it, run clock, especially with Jonathan Taylor. But no, of course the Dolphins come downfield and score. Basically, you're at 41.5. You're 17-3 going into the 4th, and the Dolphins just decide, okay, now it's time to try on offense. They score 14. I think that the Colts scored another 10? Must have been 10. 24 points in the 4th quarter. Just it's points every possession, which is just a killer.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's the second week it happened. It happened last week with the Raiders when we played them. I mean, that had no business hitting. We had no business covering the spread, and we busted the under, and we busted Raiders -3.5. So watch out for the Miami Dolphins fourth quarter because they're definitely party killers. Dante, did you see or have any bad beats that stuck out NFL or college football for you this week?
Just the Falcons.
Yeah, that was just disgusting.
That was the one that comes to mind. Maybe there was another one in there. I had so many bets this week, and I was on tilt for a minute. So I don't know. There's probably a couple ones in there.
Did you have?
You want to hear a funny story real quick? My bad, Phil. What'd you say?
Did either of you guys have Pat's money line?
I had first half money line.
Okay, so you were smart. What was Belichick thinking there?
What's that?
What was Belichick thinking kicking that field goal?
Oh, no idea. And that rain with fucking Nick Folk out of all people, that didn't make any sense to me.
And that much time. If you make that field goal, is anybody even questioning that Brady's going to go down with a minute and a half and score?
No.
That's what they wanted, the Cinderella. Belichick was playing the script, giving Thomas tribute so he could go down in Foxborough, milk the clock down, and walk off in the sunset, or the sun rising in this case. That was the script. And the Patriots, they fucked up. They missed the kick. They should have made it, and Tom should have had his 2-minute drive to fucking murder every Pats fan walking out of the building. Bill was just doing his job, and the kicker missed. But tonight we got Monday Night Football. We got the Chargers at home up against the Raiders. Raiders are undefeated. Chargers look as good as anyone in the NFL right now. They just beat the Chiefs last week. This line opened up at 3.5. The money line has crept down. Same with the spread. So originally on Tuesday, the Chargers opened up at -181 and 3.5-point favorites. They are now down to -3 and -161 on the money line. So I would call that kind of significant on line movement. I mean, nothing too crazy, but definitely something I noticed. I don't really love anything in this game. Nothing blows me away. It's not like a game where I'm sitting here and I want to max bet either side or the total. So I'm going to just do my typical, I mean, it's not really typical, but I'd say safe approach to this game. I'm just going to take the underdog in a teaser with the under. I don't think they're going to light it up as much as people think. I believe the Raiders have a great pass rush. I think they're going to be able to make Justin Herbert uncomfortable. And same with the Chargers. I believe they're going to be able to get to Derek Carr. I think the defenses are going to – I think it's going to be a night for the defense where they really show out. It's an in-division game, so these guys always play each other tough. So the official play is Raiders +9 and under 58 in a 2-team teaser. And then we'll go with Dante. Who do you like tonight?
I think I said on Thursday, I'm taking the Chargers -3. I think that our pass rush can get the Carr, force him to fumble a little bit. I think Herbert's just a little bit more composed. So even when he is pressured, I think he'll do fine under that pressure. And like I said, it's Mike Williams' birthday. He's going to have a day. Offense is going to be clicking, and our defense is good enough to get back there and force some turnovers. So I'm going with the Chargers -3, but it's going to be a great game, in-division game, obviously. So I do think it can be a little bit lower scoring. But like I said, Chargers -3 is the official play.
Field?
I played the Chargers team total over 26.5. It was juiced -125, I think. So it's probably 27.5 now, which is a pretty key number. If I had to pick, I'd still go over that. But I like that 26.5. But going to the Raiders, what you were saying, Smoke, Rashawn Slater is a wall. You're not getting pressure on that kid. But what the Raiders like to do, like a lot of teams, they rotate their ends. I was looking online, just looking at pretty much anything I could bet on in this game. I saw on Nassib, the Rainbow dude, he's +180 to record a sack, which is just what? And keep in mind, the right side of the Chargers line is beat up. Balago, whatever.
Yeah, Storm Norton's going to be playing. Storm Norton is like
awful.
You're Austin Jackson, Smoke. Like this guy is fucking dreadful to watch play offense. Like try to block a pass.
That is a
this guy sucks.
Statement, bro.
Yeah.
So watch the game tonight, bro. They'll be talking about him quite a lot. Whether it's a holding penalty or a missed assignment, he'll be on TV quite often tonight.
Austin Jackson level. He's that dog shit.
He's bad.
Watch tonight.
Bro, Austin Jackson's
version of Austin Jackson.
He's a 65 overall in Madden. You're telling me this guy is worse than him?
He's worse because he's a backup. Austin Jackson seems terrible because
Austin Jackson's a backup anywhere else except Miami.
Yeah, that's why he seems so bad because he's just forced to play. But he's on the same level as this kid Storm, and with a name like that, you have to be better than this kid is. But
that's what Storm Norton's Madden overall is. Smoke
66.
55.
Oh, God.
And he's going to be starting a Monday night primetime football game in an hour.
Yep. But
So-
I think both D lines can get after it
Bro,
tonight.
what is the line for Crosby to get a sack? It's got to be minus 300.
Minus 110. I looked at both of them. Minus 110 and Nassib is plus 180.
I really got to get that in. If this man is that dog shit, he's a tackle, correct? You said he's a tackle?
He's the worst.
Yeah, he's not good.
Oh, my God. I think Crosby's a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year right now.
It's crazy too because they reached up and drafted like 2 years ago. They drafted a defensive end in like 10th overall that was supposed to go in like the second round. I'm blanking on his name, but it was Mayock's first pick with the Raiders or back with the Raiders, and then they take this kid Crosby in like the 4th round and he's just a stud.
Beast.
Yeah,
He's been killing it. All right, so the official plays for tonight, I got a 2-team teaser. Raiders +9, under 58. Dante's got the Chargers -6, and Field has the Chargers team total over 26.5. That's going to conclude this week's episode of The Backdoor. Make sure you guys tune in at Thursday, 6 p.m. We're going to be going through the whole card. I went 10-2. Field hasn't lost in 4 weeks. Dante's been killing the NFL from what I've heard. So make sure you guys tune in. We got a lot of free money to give out. So we'll see you guys on Thursday.
yeah.
Later.